Bonjour mes amis, je m'appelle Demi, bienvenue à Alari Lifestyle. So in today's video, I actually want to talk to y'all about something exciting, and that is I am writing my second book. Hey. Okay, I've actually had 3 books swirling around in my head, kind of like drafted a little bit here and there in my Google Docs, and the main reason why I have not yet completed my second manuscript is because capitalism. Capitalism. Oh Lord Jesus. It is such an interesting relationship that I have with capitalism at the moment, especially as an entrepreneur. And you know, because I studied international political economy, even went on to like study economics as part of my public affairs master's degree, like intellectually speaking, I understand capitalism. Like I understand economic theory, I get it. But then in practice, you look around and you're like, I don't know if this is the invisible hand moving. I don't know if the monopolies that we're seeing in a lot of industries is really what Adam Smith had in mind. I don't know. It's not giving what it was supposed to give. And you're probably wondering, like, what does capitalism have to do with writing a second book? And I'm gonna tell y'all, especially for the people who are fans of my work. Honestly, it makes me feel so happy when I like read the reviews that people have left on Amazon, which if you haven't left one, honey, please go help your sister out. Because when I wrote this book in 2021, it was really like, I don't know, it kind of like came out of nowhere. I've talked about this in past videos about the journey from like, you know, working my dream 6-figure job to leaving that to focus solely on being an author. And then that turned into me being a full-time artist, which turned into me opening my own online gallery, which turned into me adding a lifestyle boutique and now releasing a fashion line. So capitalism has also equipped me with the opportunities to create products and share them with the world, and also create products that bring spiritual and emotional value to my clientele and to my customers. So I do appreciate that part of capitalism. But the thing about writing a book is it is a slow process. It is like a process that requires you to essentially cut yourself open emotionally and pour it out onto the page in hopes that that vulnerability that you're channeling through your writing will help somebody. It will inspire somebody. It will help somebody look at themselves through a new lens and look at life through a perspective of gratitude. At least that is like what I hope my writing can do. I think that it's been a little bit rough in the sense that, like, when I talk about, like, you know, writing my book, it's been a little bit of a bumpy ride the second time around because I have so many other things occupying my time, and I had to make money in order to be able to afford to do nothing other than write. And I think that writing, being an author, has become somewhat of a privilege just because of the amount of time freedom required to sit down, write a book, go through multiple bouts of editing, potentially work with a publisher, although the second book will be published through Alari Lifestyle. Don't play. Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know. I know that my second book, I do want it to build upon some of those prominent themes that were present in Force of Nature, divine feminine energy, divine feminine power, in particular, and just expressions of that power from a sovereign place. The development of spiritual fortitude, being able to, you know, channel your life force energy into that which uplifts you as well as the world around you. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like come up here and tell y'all, listen, y'all, I am writing the second book. It's coming. Ideally, I would publish it in 2025. So that's why I'm hoping that, you know, y'all will continue to support me. I mean, those of you who have already collected my work, thank you. Mwah, mwah, bisou, bisou. Oh, I love you. But those of y'all who are on the fence, honey, okay, jump over the fence, okay, make the jump. become a collector, because all of this, Alari Lifestyle, was literally birthed out of my longing to continue doing this full time. I made a vow to God. I was like, God, you give me the means to be able to do this full time. I promise I will continue to create art and literature that helps people become their highest selves. And I want people to be able to see themselves how God sees them, because it's like we're all so extraordinary, you know? And I think that ultimately I don't want to lose sight of what the actual why behind my business is, and that is to uplift women globally and remind them of their divine feminine power, and remind them of the fact that they are truly extraordinary forces of nature in the eyes of God. Like, that's what we were created to be. And yeah, I mean, has it been a little bit challenging? Sure, it has been. But I am hoping that 2025 will give me a lot more time to continue writing, and I'm hoping that some of the products that I am developing, I mean, I'm working on so much new stuff, y'all, and your girl is a little, I'm not gonna say burnt out, but like, I'm like, okay, I think I can move a little bit slower now that I have a full gallery of work. Like, if I were to do a solo show, a pop-up show, which is ideally what will happen next, so that y'all can experience everything that I've created in person in a highly curated way. And yeah, like, I just want to find new ways to really directly engage with my collector community. Those of you who have already bought from me my art, and those of you who are thinking about it and plan on doing so. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, because I will be sharing more of what I've been writing. It's not going to be poetry. I should also mention that the next book that I write will probably not be poetry. This book was significantly inspired by the late Nikki Giovanni, which I just learned of her passing, and it's just very sad, but it's also kind of like bittersweet, because it's like, wow, this woman lived this long, beautiful life dedicated to her craft, and that is just so inspiring to me. Like, at the end of the day, I think that is where the sweetness of her legacy comes in. And for me, it's always about legacy. It's always about legacy. Like, what am I passing on to my kids? What am I passing on to future generations? Like, what am I creating today that can feed people years, centuries from now? And I really do think about that in every single piece of art that I create, every drawing, every painting, every illustration, and also every book. And so yeah, I will always have a complicated relationship with capitalism, just even from like a political economy perspective. Look at capitalism and its relationship to colonialism, neocolonialism, all of that. And so it is an interesting time for me to be a Nigerian American entrepreneur. I will definitely say that, because a lot of what is happening in the world is causing us to really look at these systems with not only a critical eye, but an eye that says, okay, this is where we are. How can we be better? How can we use these systems to create new models of existence? And so, yeah, I know how to do that through my art, through my designs, through my literature, and hopefully me doing what I'm doing to contribute to raising the vibration of the earth through my business. Hopefully what I'm doing can inspire somebody else who's like on the fence, like, oh, like, can I really turn this into a business? It's like, yeah, girl, you sure can. Is it always going to be like a smooth, linear path? Probably not, but I think that's also what makes it so fun. So yeah, just some thoughts today. I was writing about this, thinking about this, and figured, oh, why not talk about it? But if you enjoy videos like this, let me know in the comments, like, what are you thinking about? Like, as you look around and see like all of these different situations, yeah, I'll say situations that are happening in the world right now, what does it make you feel inspired to do with your divine gifts? And in the meantime, I will see y'all later. Be sure to check out all of the lovely original art created by yours truly at alarilifestyle.com. All right, I will see y'all next time. Mwah, bisous, bisous. À tout à l'heure.